What's going on, guys? Oldie Talks About back with another video, and today we're going to be talking about Marvel Zombies and who could they bring back for a season 2. Now, if you haven't watched this, I suggest you do. What if episode 4 and Marvel Zombies, they both connect together pretty well. You get a little whiplash in terms of the tone. And yeah, personally, I don't think the story should continue, but this isn't about me because this is a what if story. So what if they kept this story going? Who can they add? What could they do to the lineup? Like, what more could they do? So that's what we're going to be going over today. Again, final warning, if you haven't seen Marvel Zombies or anything, we're going to be talking about it. So yeah, you could see it as a cliffhanger or over. Either way, it doesn't matter. I'm not, like, personal opinion does not matter in this video. I'm just talking about who they can add. I don't think there's a cliffhanger. I personally think it's over, but that's not important. So yeah, let's just go straight into it. Number 1, Bucky Barnes. Now Bucky Barnes, it's confirmed to be alive. They said he's coming back. So yeah, he's pretty safe to say he'll be coming back. Might be leading a team of some sort. Who knows, right? Next, Miss Marvel, main hero. Of course, she's gonna come back, be alive. I'm pretty sure she's gonna be a key part of this story if they keep on going. So yeah, like, also I didn't mention a lot of things. There's a rating system, like 10 out of 10. That's like, I for sure think they're coming. And then the lower the number, the more unlikely I think they're coming. But yeah, besides that, and also at the end, I'm doing a little lineup. So I'm gonna pick 10 heroes or characters from all these characters I name, and I'm gonna pick 10 that will be at the very end, like the first season. So yeah, Ironheart, she found a cure, or created a cure. Yeah, this one's pretty simple. I think she'll for sure 100% be in the next one. I don't know how much of a role she'll have. She might die instantly, but you know, like, you don't know. We don't know. So yeah, number 9 out of 10. This is the first one that's different. I don't the rest of these I don't know, right? This is just me assuming, but if anyone's gonna come that's new, it's Shuri, and she's gonna help Riri cure the world and, you know, save it. M'Baku, I think he will just be a side character. I don't think he'll have like a major role, but I do think he'll be like in this for sure. Cassie Lang, I think, could send Wanda to a pocket dimension. Maybe that's the way they kill her, or they can't stop her, so the only way is Cassie Lang sacrifices herself into the quantum realm and makes a pocket dimension for her. I don't know how they make it or whatever, but that seems possible. Agatha could be watching right now, like how she does in WandaVision, and when she creates the hex, that's when Agatha tries to take over. I think Wanda will beat her, but it will be like another like antagonist character. Next, we got War Machine, and War Machine, I think he's protecting the government right now, like the US, a bunch of government officials, and one of them being Thunderbolt Ross, which needs his medicine, which leads to the leader, and the leader basically uses his brain to say the world's cooked, bro. Like, this zombie apocalypse is gonna end it. And yeah, it gives more like doubt, like, damn, how are they gonna win? And you know, they just cool characters they can add. And they're also new characters. Also, Joaquin Torres, I think he'll be a side character with War Machine. He will be like, you know, different. Instead of him being like a Falcon, wanna be like Falcon, he's gonna wanna be like War Machine. So he has like projectiles or repulsors in his hands, like Iron Man in Civil War. Remember, he has the watch. Maybe he has 2 of those. He's like another Ironheart maybe in this one. And I think it would be cool to see a different version. That's what like What If is. And you know, this would change him from being like Falcon to something else, but I don't know. Nick Fury, I think Nick Fury called Captain Marvel and then got her infected. So yeah, I don't think it's looking good for any of them. But yeah, a group I do think that's gonna come, and you know, I don't know. it's kind of iffy. It's a 7 out of 10. The other ones have been 8s, 9s, right? This Nick Fury was the first 8. I didn't really mention that because they've all been the same. Yeah, I think Star-Lord comes home to see his world, and what I mean by that is Gamora gets taken, right? And then Groot and Rocket go with Thor and die, right? And they don't really know that. They don't know Gamora's dead. Maybe Nebula does if he figures out Thanos has the stone, but I don't think Nebula knows Thanos has the stone, so I don't think you know what I mean. Yeah, I just think Star-Lord, after not finding them for 5 years or more, he wants to go home to see his family because, you know, Gamora was his love, and, you know, Rocket and Groot, you know, I'm pretty sure he cared about them. So he just goes to Earth to see his family, to find out the Nova Corp is around it, and that would just be really cool. He could try to ask what's going on, blast his way through, you know, anything of that sort. But yeah, it would be really cool to see them and, you know, be more of an impact than just Rocket and Groot dying really fast. I kind of wish Groot did more. I kind of wish Rocket was at least shooting Thanos. Like, they didn't even do anything. They were just running towards him, which, you know, it just makes me sad that they wasted them in this series. But, you know, oh well. Yeah, so next we got Shield, and Shield is a 5 out of 10. I don't know if they would do it, but it's a really big possibility they could, and it would be such a great opportunity to make the universe feel complete, because these shows never really, you know, the shows mention the movies, but the movies never mention the shows. So it would be cool if they all work together with movie characters and stuff. Yeah, but you got Agent Coulson, you got Quake, you got May, Fitz and Simmons, you got Mac, Yo-Yo, and Deke Shaw. Yeah, maybe not all of them are alive, some are zombified. I think Fitz and Simmons will be the main ones because they are really smart, and, you know, they could cure the world. Maybe they meet up with Riri and Shuri. Quake will be, I think, an important person if she's in it. Quake will be an important person if she's in it, in my opinion, but we don't know. Now, before I get to another group I want to talk about, and I guess 2 other groups, but it's not really another group, it's more like a collective. Yeah, I want to talk about the people that say they survived. Spider-Man, they say he turned into Moon Knight. I like that theory, but I kind of have another theory for like what I want. So unfortunately, I think Spider-Man dies, but I gave it a 7 out of 10 because I think it's very possible, you know, they just do this route. It's very, you know, it's badass, you know, you can't lie. Did Scott Lang's jar break? I think it did, honestly. That's why I give it a 5. I don't know, it could be a 50-50. And did Katie survive? To me, I think she survives. They make it pretty clear that like nothing happens to her at all. So it'd be pretty weird if she's like infected or anything of that sort when they don't really show her struggling. Compared to the other people, like, dude, she was fine. She was chilling. So out of everyone, I think she's alive. Spider-Man, I give him a 7 out of 10 because they could go that route, but I don't really want them to, so I'm sorry. I think he unfortunately died. But now, next we're gonna get into another group, and I guess it's a collective. It's the Defenders / street level. You know, Daredevil, Punisher, Iron Fist, Luke Cage, Jessica Jones, Trish, or if you want to call her Hellcat, Colleen, Davos, Kingpin, Echo, and Swordsman. You know, this is a crazy list of characters they could work with and have into the Marvel Zombies world. And the way I think it will connect is that Daredevil, yes, Daredevil will be Moon Knight. Hey, if it happens, you heard it here first. Daredevil, Moon Knight, bro. That's what should happen. Like with Blade, Moon Knight, this should come next right now. You know, I just can't wait to see it. I hope they do it. If they do, I mean, if they do Marvel Zombies 2 and Daredevil / Moon Knight is not in it, I'm gonna be pissed. I I'm only saying Daredevil / Moon Knight because I can't think of the god's name right now. Damn, you know what? I can't think of it. Call me fake fan, but I really need to see all this. You know, seeing maybe a Luke Cage zombie because he's pretty overpowered, going against Iron Fist and Jessica Jones, that would be dope. A zombie Hellcat, maybe Echo kills a zombie Kingpin. The Swordsman is there as a side character that dies. Davos is there, and you know, he's maybe an underrated character like Death Dealer, who's there for a good minute. Punisher, maybe Punisher gets War Machine's suit because he gets infected somehow. I'm not saying how he gets infected, I'm just saying somehow he gets infected and War Machine ends up with his suit. You got Daredevil, Moon Knight, and War Machine with Punisher in a zombie apocalypse. I think that would be amazing. It's such a great idea. I will say though, I think this whole thing, I'm giving like Daredevil 8 out of 10, Punisher 8 out of 10, Iron Fist 7 out of 10, Luke Cage 6 out of 10, Jessica Jones 5 out of 10, and the rest just a 5 out of 10. I don't know, it's like a flip of a coin. Like, they could bring all these characters in and like have some zombies, or they could just bring a few in like Daredevil and Punisher. Either way, I think this will be dope to have in Marvel Zombies, and it will connect because Daredevil, Moon Knight will know everything that just happened. He will know what to do in terms of like the next steps. I mean, I don't know, I think it would just be really cool if they went this route. Next we got the unlikelies, the randoms, the people who are in this universe but I don't think will make it because, you know, Marvel is a bitch. So it's the randoms. You know, we got a few crazy characters on this list, but they're all in this universe because you could connect everything. They're all in this universe. And okay, so first we're gonna go with Cloak and Dagger. I'm giving them a 3 out of 10. I don't think they'll show up. The Runaways, 3 out of 10. I don't think they'll show up. Wonder Man, I'll give like a 5 out of 10. He's a new character that hasn't been introduced, but I think he could make an introduction with like Shield and Cassie, you know, some sort of story going on over there in the West Coast, and you know, he saves her from something, or you know, something of that sort. Like the Runaways could be there too, you know what I mean? Like they could have a West Coast thing right now, and doing it in zombies would be pretty dope to see. So yeah, also we got Robbie Reyes, who is from Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. season 4. I believe he does appear in like season 6 or season 5. I don't know if I'm tripping or not, but he does appear again like in a later season. So maybe he could appear, like he could help. Like he does a sling ring and they're like, oh, who the fuck is that? And it's Ghost Rider. Like, that would be dope, bro. That would be really awesome, and it would make sense if you watched Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. The Internals, I don't think they'll be there. I'll give it like a 3 out of 10. Maybe Icarus would show up with Captain Marvel still fighting like 10 years later. That would be really cool to see. Like, they're even more beat up. Inhumans, I don't think they'll show up at all. Deadpool and Taskmaster. I think Taskmaster could show up as a side character. Like, honestly, I give it like a 7 out of 10. Really possible to show up. Deadpool, more than likely not. Unfortunately, I don't think Deadpool will be in it. It would be really cool to see, I just don't see it. But with that being said, that really concludes all the characters I think are possible to be in this show. In my opinion, this is like all the people I could think of that could like fit this world. There are a few characters, like side characters like Foggy Nelson, Karen Page, you know, a few characters from Jessica Jones and Luke Cage, but I don't think, you know, they're not really heroes, so I didn't really want to put like side characters, unless they're side characters that can fight, like Trish and Davos. They can fight, they could hold their own. Colleen can hold their own, so that's why I put them like with their own picture. But if like Foggy, he ain't fighting, bro. Fitz and Simmons, they fight with their minds, so that's why they had to go on there. And you know, hey, they're a core part of the team. They're like Professor X with that shit. But yeah, this concludes all the characters I think will be in it. Now this is gonna be my personal list where I'm gonna pick 10 that will make it into the last battle. Now this is, you know, this was really hard to like pick. I kind of sat here for a while just thinking like, who should I pick? But yeah, let's just go to the next page. I'll go from left to right. It's Miss Marvel, Cassie Lang, Devil Knight, Robbie Reyes, Cloak and Dagger, Quake, Nebula, Katie, Wonder Man. Now, this is what I want. This is what 100% I want. A lot of these characters I said are more likely than not, they're just not gonna show up. Like, I don't think, you know, Wonder Man's gonna show up. If Daredevil shows up, I don't think he'll be Devil Knight. Cloak and Dagger, I don't think will show up. Robbie Reyes, I don't think will show up. But I really want them to, because if you really think about it, Marvel has always built up like crossovers strictly with their movies, and you know, some shows did their little crossover things. We're not gonna deny that, but like to have the entire MCU crossover would be amazing, and to get this in like a little Marvel Zombies animation project would be cool. It would be like a little teaser for what could be in the future, and if people like the group we got, if people didn't like it, you know, it would be cool to see. And this is what I mean. Look, you know, Captain Marvel or Miss Marvel, Disney Plus, Ant-Man, or I call her Ant-Man, Cassie, she's from the movies. Daredevil from the Netflix series, of course. Robbie Reyes from ABC. Cloak and Daggers from the Hulu. What's her name? Nebula from the movies. Quake from ABC. What's her name? Katie from the movies. And then Wonder Man's gonna have his own show on Disney Plus soon. So this, I think, will be an awesome badass setup, like in terms of heroes and combining all the shows, and opportunities like this don't come, bro. I guess you can always do it with What If. Like, What If is always there, so they could always do this, but this opportunity, they don't come like this, bro. This is a perfect opportunity to really bring in heroes that got a little bit of shine. You know, Cloak and Dagger got their show, but was it the best show? I mean, it was alright, you know, but they didn't have a lot of action because of, you know, CGI, and, you know, we want to see these characters fight. You know, we want to see Robbie Reyes do some action. We want to see Quake, you know, do what she can do, because I feel like in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. they really dumb her down. And, you know, in this, I think she could be really violent. And Wonder Man too, just Wonder Man, this is perfect for him, because not a lot of people know about him. Even me, like, I grew up on Marvel vs. Capcom, all this stuff, and I barely heard about the guy. Like, I think he's in one cartoon where he's just like Wonder Man, and I'm like, who is this? So this will be a perfect opportunity for, like, I wouldn't say kids, but like, you know, adults like me, because I'm 23, right? And I barely know who this guy is. I'm excited to get to know him from the show and all that, but it's just like not there. So yeah, that concludes everything I have to say about this, for who could be in Marvel Zombies 2. I don't think everybody I mentioned will be in the show, but I mean, like, I hope, right? Like, this roster right here is so badass to me. I just really hope they do something like, but you get what I mean. Like, Marvel Zombies has a very open end, so this is like my dream roster of what they could do. Is very possible, but at the same time, you gotta get voice actors. I don't know if they'll ask the original voice actors, like Cloak and Dagger. I don't know if they even do voice acting. You gotta, like, these are actors, so they have to be okay with voice acting. Maybe they don't do voice acting and they're not comfortable with it. I highly doubt that if they do acting, they'll, like, why not voice acting? But you never know. Like, some might say no, you can't find someone to match their voice, and they don't want you to use their persona in the thing, or whatever the case may be. You know what I mean? But yeah, let me know what you guys think in the comments. Drop your guys' list for who you guys would want to see as like a final roster. You could tell me characters too. Like, there's a ton of characters I could have put, but I mainly put fighting characters that could hold their own and fight. So I don't really like. I know Foggy Nelson, all these side characters could be in it, but this is strictly like the fighters. And yeah, this is what I like. So yeah, drop your comments for who you guys want to see at like the end of the second season, right? Like the final battle. What roster, what lineup would you want to see? But with that being said, peace out. Hope you guys have a good day. And yeah, peace.